What's going on, guys? So we are standing in front of our 2021 Coachmen Brookstone 398 MBL collaboration fifth wheel. That's correct. This is the fifth wheel that I worked very closely with the folks over at Coachmen Brookstone to bring to you all. It has a one-of-a-kind graphic scheme. They never offered this on any models other than this specific unit. On top of that, it has a lot of features baked into it that I really love. My wife really loves. Our kids really love. And as it approaches that time where we're going to sell this unit, I'm going to explain why in this video this unit is such a hard unit to replace, and specifically what we like about it that makes it so. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so again, I can talk to you about all the aftermarket upgrades that we've put on here, and we'll probably touch on some of those. But the reality of this is the floor plan. It's really what we love about the specific floor plan. The Reese Goosebox, this is something that we can throw on any RV, right? We could put this on, we could put the Gen Y hitch on, the Executive, depending on if the manufacturer of the RV approves it or not. We can put all sorts of different improvements there. As far as the electronic leveling, this is what we spec'd into this unit when we got it. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I would go to a hydraulic leveling system, only because I feel really comfortable with the electronic systems, and in the event of a problem, I still have control over most of it without having to purge the line and try to get the hydraulic fluid pumped into a new jack and possibly the RV lowering itself. I just don't want to deal with that mess. In the front compartment here, we have a Vader battery. It's a 460 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery that's used as the house battery. So it's standalone from the two 250 amp hour Go Power batteries we have underneath the basement area. We have a Victron solar charge controller there, and we have a separate 190 watt panel specifically for this battery. So we never have to worry about our electronics for the landing gear, the slides, or any of that stuff ever not being operational because of a voltage drop or a low battery issue. This is awesome. That hose you see right there goes to a small air compressor that allows me to fill the airbag up in the Reese Goosebox whenever we're towing. Makes it a lot easier than trying to connect to the valve, which is underneath here. But again, that's aftermarket. The battery's aftermarket. The charger's aftermarket. A lot of the stuff in the basement storage here is stock. You got a ton of room. This is a huge basement storage area. And this is just a absolutely incredible space. It is a huge basement storage area, courtesy of the fact that we have a 10-inch I-beam as a drop frame down here, which opens this entire space up. Behind this wall is all of our Go Power equipment, our batteries, the IC3000 inverter, charge controller, smart charger, everything. It is absolutely a beast of a system. We have our control panels over here to be able to monitor all of it. But this is a wonderful pass-through. We have the MORryde slide-out tray on the other side. That was something that the manufacturer, Coachmen, did include in this unit. Nice slam latches on everything. We have our outside kitchen right here. This is also where I keep all of the way-safe jacks that we have in here. These are the flapjack blocks. Basically allows us to put them under the leveling system if we want to. We have our outside sink, outside refrigerator, spray port is here as well. And that was all factory. Again, 6-point auto leveling system. This came with the upgraded Road Armor suspension, which is now stock, pretty much stock on every Coachmen fifth wheel, with the heavy-duty shackle straps, greasable wet bolts. We have J load range Continental tires on here. They're the HDL 2 Eco Plus tires. These things are absolutely insane. All rack and pinion slides except for the bedroom slide, which is a kind of a hidden slide system. It's still a form of rack and pinion slide. All LED lights. We have LED lights under the awnings. That one's actually turned on right now, but we also have one here. All frameless, dual pane insulated windows. These are the really high-end windows, not just the laminated glass, but actual dual pane. We have the Furrion side and rear view camera system as well. This is, of course, Asdel construction. Sticker's kind of fading off a little bit. We have the newest form of the RV lock on here. And then we have every feature that Lippert has to offer for a screen door. So we have the shade up here, the thin shade. We have the little grab handle assist. We have the screen door defender. We have the screen shot, which pulls the door shut. And yeah, just about every possible thing you could imagine from a door perspective. But as we walk in, the point of this video is really to focus on floor plans. I'm not going to talk about the construction or any of that stuff at this point, because the floor plan really drives a lot of purchasing decisions when it comes to getting an RV. And again, I wanted to talk about why this is so unique. So we're going to start in the kitchen and living room space first. You can see the huge windows that are currently covered. I love the fact that we have the MCD roller blinds, both the shade and the blackout blind, which is really nice. So they're two separate blinds. So when we first look at the dinette, it's a freestanding dinette, which simply means you have standard chairs. It's not a booth style. This flips up, of course, to extend it. We use that every single time we take this thing out. So I do love the dinette. I love how it's configured. I know there are new versions of this that kind of pull out, slide, rotate, and all that. But this has proved to be really, really functional for us in how we use it. Plus, we can grab a chair and move it and do whatever we need to do. I would say, though, that some of the new, let's just say, improvements in terms of dining room table setups and how they can move and rotate are pretty cool. So that would be kind of a welcomed addition to a new RV. We have the upgraded theater seats with heat massage, and everything is power headrest, power tilt, power recline, all of that stuff. This is really cool. Plus, you have USB power, and you have these little power ports on the side here that give you the ability to plug in things like extra lights, extra lamps, fans, things like that. One of the features that we had included here was to make sure that the sink was pushed all the way over to the side of the island, and then we had a huge flip-up counter. I mean, most flip-up counters in RVs are like that long. This is like twice the size that you typically get. And we put it low enough that if you're sitting in the theater seating, you still have the ability to look over it to watch the TV, which is really nice. We added some of this stuff to the back of it, which I think really makes it pop, as well as around the sides right there and over here as well. But as we look at the floor plan, again, what I want you to focus in on is the ergonomics of everything. So we have our pantry right here. It is a great size pantry. Lets us hold pretty much anything we need in here. It's the depth of a standard cereal box. So we can absolutely put cereal in here and whatever we need. It's not too large so you're reaching way to the back of something. It's kind of perfect. And then right here, we have this huge coffee station. It is a normal counter depth for an RV, which is about 18 inches or so, but it gives you a tremendous amount of functionality. Coffee maker goes here, Instapot goes here, Ninja goes here, all sorts of crazy things. And this is something you traditionally don't see very often on a mid-bunk fifth wheel. So the fact that this is a mid-bunk and there's a room behind here is a huge reason why you don't see that on a lot of RVs. They just can't make it work. But we were able to, and because of that, we have this great spot. Lots of drawers, lots of cabinets everywhere. So we have cabinet, 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 3 over there, 1 right there. We have more cabinets, and we have drawers here. We made the bottom one larger so it could accommodate larger pots, things like that. And then we have like a medium size and a smaller size for your silverware and things like that, because this drawer right here is going to be the drawer that you typically see in your home that has all of your, all of your utensils and things in it. On this side, we still gave room for a pull-out kind of a cool spice area, cutting board area, which is awesome. This has the standard 3-burner cooktop. I'm not opposed to this. I know a lot of folks have gone to the 4-burner, but what's nice about this is it's a little bit narrower. It does everything we need it to do, and we've never had a problem with it. And it has a good size oven in it as well. It's not huge, but it's very functional. Plus the residential high point microwave, which again, we use all the time, and that improved height that you get over your traditional compact microwave is really, really nice. Stepping over here, we still got the panoramic fireplace, we got the big TV hung on the wall, and lots of storage above. Because this is a full profile unit, it still does drop down a little bit in the back, but not so high that you can't reach anything. Again, you got big windows in the back, you got flip up end tables right here on both sides, they're soft closing. This turns into almost a king size bed. So when we look at the living room kitchen configuration in this RV, it is set up in a way that honestly is probably, I'm not going to say nearly perfect. It's perfect for us, except for the color tones. We would like to see more of those lighter color tones kind of contrasting with some of the dark stuff. I love the dark stuff. It looks beautiful, especially with all the lights on. But at the same time, I would like to see it broken up a little bit more. The island does a little bit of justice with the solid surface material, this Korean style quartz material. It looks really good. It's everywhere in this unit except for the bathrooms, and it does contrast well, but I would like to see some of these other areas broken up a little bit in terms of, brightness and lighter colors. That said, the layout in here is fantastic because it is a very good representation of a traditional rear living room fifth wheel. And that rear living room gives you great L-shaped seating configuration over here, while at the same time being able to entertain people here. And because we put this gigantic flip-up end here, we can even have a person on both sides or even 3 people right here. We have a lot of capability of sitting where you want to sit. It's not about cramming this thing full of people. It's about having the choice of sitting where you want to sit when you want to sit somewhere. So for instance, if my wife and I are watching a movie right here, our daughter might be right here drawing on the desk or drawing on that flip up, or over here doing homework, or somebody can be laid across there sleeping. It really gives you great functionality and flexibility. Plus the fact that we have 2 AC units in here. One of them's been upgraded to the Furrion Chill Cube ducted version up there. We got the ceiling fan, the nice contrasting batten strips. It's just a really, really great living room kitchen setup. Almost perfect. I honestly can't think of anything about this kitchen that we don't like. Again, except for maybe possibly, it would have been nice to have some lighter tones in here in some areas. But when my wife's in here, another person can be in here, another person can be in here. You can still access the refrigerator without interrupting somebody who's prepping something or cooking something. And we love that about this unit. So that's why we love this space. Would we switch out to a flat floor configuration where we don't have any carpet, it's all linoleum? I don't know. We kind of like the carpet at times because it's softer on your feet. Yet at the same time, you still have to vacuum it, clean it, and do all the stuff you would do as if it's in your home. We don't dislike the carpet, even though I do agree when you have the linoleum completely covering the floor, it may look a little bit more modern. But again, we haven't had any issues with having carpet in our slide outs. And quite frankly, it's easy for us to clean, and it's a little softer at, in the evenings when you're barefoot in your RV. You're not going to feel everything like you would on the floor if it's all linoleum. All right, so moving back from here, we're going to go in the mid-bunk. So this is where the kids stay. This place is absolutely phenomenal, and it's not overdone. What I mean by that is we have the nice love seat right here that folds out into a full-size bed. We have a really nice bunk above it, and both of these get used depending on who's with us whenever we go on trips. When we have older kids, this is where they might sleep. When we have younger kids, they're all over this stuff until it's nighttime, and then we may pull this out, or they just may sleep up here and down here. We have a spot for a table here, so this can also be the dinette area for the kids. If the adults are in the living room, you have a bunch of kids in here, they're playing, they're doing crafts, plug in the table right here, and now they can actually do that. My daughter loves this space to do her homework. This is a phenomenal location for homework. It's got its own TV, HDMI, we can plug it into her computer, and she can do her homework on that as a monitor. But this is a great spot, especially because it has normal wardrobe over here. We have a hanging area as well as drawers. It's not a tremendous amount of wardrobe space, but it is a good amount of wardrobe space, and it doesn't overdo it. We didn't put as many drawers as we could fit in here when we designed it. We put just enough to accommodate the needs for the children we typically bring with us. That's probably the best way of saying it. If we have to bring more and we need more supplies, we have extra storage throughout the living room that we can also utilize. Plus you have storage up here. So we love the desk aspect of this here. Again, if I have to get on a business call and we're out traveling, I can get in here. If I need to edit, I can come in here and work on that as well. Close the door and just have a nice private space. Plus there's plenty of lighting in here with the 4 puck lights, as well as the 2 puck lights above the top bunk. But this is a great space. And a lot of the mid-bunk floor plans we've seen, unfortunately, they kind of overdo it in here. They put in a huge amount of storage with drawers and everything else, not realizing that for the most part, most of those drawers are probably going to be empty. And kids that want to be in here, or kids that are staying in here, don't need as much space, typically. So this is perfect for us. Like I said, this mid-bunk took a lot of thought to be able to execute on the desk, as well as everything over here, and to give us the right amount of storage versus too much storage. I know some people say there's no such thing as too much storage, but sometimes there is, depending on what it's for. And we have our little staircase here. Of course, you've probably watched the videos where I've added this, so we have an actual ladder, so you don't have to try to work your way in here to get up here. This is a great loft. Now, this is great for the smaller kiddos we bring with us. So if we're gonna bring grandkids, if we're gonna bring younger kids, this is a place they love to be. They can color, they can do whatever they wanna do. and they have a TV to watch if they want to watch a TV. So again, another form of isolation if we need that. You know, most of the time the whole family's together, but as it gets late and we're trying to relax, it's a great space. The only thing that we don't like about this space and the bunk below is the air conditioning. The fact is you don't get a lot of air into that room. And because of that, that room tends to be the hottest room in the RV when everything else is nice and cool inside here. So that is a bit of an issue. That piece you see right there is actually the ducting to allow air to go into that room, but it's not a great amount of airflow. And that's the reason why a lot of manufacturers have switched from this enclosed two-story type loft over mid-bunk to just a mid-bunk where the ceiling goes completely up to the roof and you get more efficient airflow. And in some cases, they actually put the AC in that space. So that's the only real negative we have with the mid-bunk design here. The second one is because this RV is already as long as it is, trying to find a way to fit a half bath in here is pretty much impossible. So we'd have to switch to a different floor plan that could support a half bath if we wanted that, which is really nice. Again, especially when you have a lot of people with you. But from the design, we really like how this design is executed. Got plenty of windows and all sorts of different spots on here. As I work my way back, we're going to go into the bathroom. It's a good sized bathroom. A feature we had done, and this is kind of our own little invention, was to add that magnetic plate so when the bathroom doors open, it's now a master bathroom. It separates itself completely from the living area. It has a rubber seal right there, so you can't really see through it except for a couple little areas near hinges. But for the most part, it is completely isolated off from the rest of the RV, and it gives you a private master bathroom to go along with your master bedroom. I don't really care for the thermofoil here, but believe it or not, it's actually held up well. But they put a porcelain sink in here, so that kind of makes up for it. So they saved some money right here, but they also kind of won you back with giving you a real porcelain sink in the bathroom, something you don't see in a lot of RVs. You see a cheap undermount one, but you don't see a real nice one like this. A tremendous amount of legroom. Tons and tons and tons of legroom here in front of the porcelain foot flush toilet. It's a full porcelain toilet. We have the upgraded shower in here. It is a huge shower, and it's much bigger than a lot of the showers that we're seeing in RVs that we are actually considering as a replacement to this. So those are things that we're looking at. Like, can we really, really love and enjoy these new floor plans if they're lacking things that we really love and enjoy about the Brookstone? All right, so as we come into the bedroom, love the fact that we have the flip-up countertop here. I like the newer version that you're seeing a lot where that actually slides out. I think that's better because you don't have to take stuff off of here if you need to access it. Inside of here, we have huge mirrors. This has the Splendide stackable washer and dryer in here as well, which is really, really nice. But what my wife loves about this closet is the fact that it goes all the way to the floor, all the way side to side, and that gives us the ability to put things like her Swiffer and, you know, our vacuum cleaner and stuff in here without it being elevated or having laundry stuff on the side. So this actually works out really well for us. We still got our big shelf up top. You still got your hanging rack right there, but the closet is super functional for how we use it because, again, it gives us the entire width, entire depth of the closet without them presuming we're going to use like shoe holders and shelves for other things. So we really like how the closet is set up in here. We love the end tables. There are some brands that we're looking at, and unfortunately they don't have end tables. And in some cases they have end tables, but they come off over the bed. I love the fact that we spec this one in so they come off the front. So it gives us the ability to utilize the shelf that's beneath it right here and to put our coffee cup or our phones or whatever we want right there as well. And we can also put them on top of the valances if we want. So we have a lot of functionality right there as well. And there's plenty of room around the sides of the bed to get on the bed. Now the AC in here is the Tosat. This is the unit that we installed as part of a collaboration. This is also a heat pump unit, but it's an inverter AC, and it works really, really well. And we have the remote right there, and it gives us independent control of AC in the bedroom, which is absolutely killer. TV's mounted up nice and high. We have the perfect amount of wardrobe space. Admittedly, there are better wardrobe setups in RVs, and we do see that often, right? I walk through a lot of them, and I like how they've done this whole wardrobe area better. It looks classier, it looks nicer, but this is also super functional, and we do like it for that reason. So yeah, as we kind of wrap this video up, the challenge we've seen overall is as we tour RVs and we look at specific models that we consider to be possibly a replacement to the Brookstone, It's really difficult to find one that checks all the boxes, that gives us the type of living room area that we truly enjoy, the type of kitchen that we absolutely love. Colors and tones aside, of course. The mid-bunk that is as functional with a desk and the appropriate amount of storage as opposed to too much storage. The loft, which is really nice. We could probably do without the loft, though, if it gave us better air conditioning and cooling inside of the mid-bunk, which a lot of them do. So that's a box this one definitely doesn't check. We have a really, really great bedroom and closet layout that works really great for our family, and the bathroom is the perfect size. So those are the reasons why it's so difficult to replace this. And every time my wife and I sit down and we look at floor plans, the one recurring thing she does when she sees something she really doesn't like about a floor plan, she goes, man, I love the Brookstone. It is awesome. It is great. Now, it may not be the most technologically advanced RV. By far, it's not. It doesn't have a lot of the cool gadgetry and circuits and wiring and features and all of that stuff that you might see in some RVs. It doesn't have soft closing cabinets or drawers. It doesn't have, again, that new 4-burner large stove oven combination. You know, it doesn't have some of those features. But it's a very true RV in the sense that it gives you a lot of luxury amenities without kind of overdoing it, and also a way that makes it a little bit more simplistic whenever it comes time to fix things or do any types of repairs. But again, we've had this RV for over 4.5 years. And I've gone through every conceivable issue we've had with it, from a problem with a rodent getting in, how we dealt with that, cleaned it out and took care of it, to problems with some of the connections underneath the shower, how we remedied that, to all sorts of little things. And I've shared all of them with you. And for the most part, I got to tell you that, we have put probably 25,000 miles on this thing, and it has absolutely been a champ. And it's getting, again, close to that time where we need to consider a replacement. We'll probably be putting this unit up for sale, probably through a consignment, through a dealership. Maybe the dealership we bought it from in Seguin. And, give people an opportunity to see if this is the RV that they may want. From a pricing perspective, I can tell you that whatever price we sell it for, you would never even come close in 100 years to getting probably a new unit at near that value. I mean, we're talking about probably pricing this thing in the $55,000, maybe $60,000 range, considering it's got the washer and dryer, which we've only used twice, by the way. It's got the own-in generator. It's got a tremendous amount of lithium batteries, independent lithium for the RV, independent lithium for everything else, which is crazy. It's got all upgraded ACs. Even the one that came with it is a quiet cool system from Coleman. That was a big upgrade. But both the back unit and the front unit are all new units. The front unit has a heat pump built into it. We have a new power converter in here. That's a super high-end smart power converter. We've done so many things, from upgrading the tires on this thing, upgrading the brakes. It's got 8,000-pound axles with disc brakes on them. It is just absolutely loaded with cameras. It's loaded with features, pull-out drawers, all sorts of crazy stuff, including Bluetooth connectivity, so you can put your slides out, your awning out, all of that stuff from your phone. That was all added. This RV is absolutely a perfect RV for us, minus a few things, and it's going to be really hard to find the next perfect RV for us, considering we actually helped design this one. So it's a big deal for us, and it's emotional for us to think about, because we've held on to this one for so long, because we kind of cringe at thinking that there's going to be an adequate replacement for it, when we know what's gone into this one, the features that it has, its capabilities, and just the fact that it was designed by us, and we got a unit that we thought would appeal to everybody, not just us. We thought other people would like these same things as well. But based on what you've seen, based on, the walkthrough, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the price? What do you guys think of what you're getting? And is this the type of floor plan that checks the box for you? I'd love to know. Drop a comment below. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.